Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a tier list for the Mushroom Kingdom citizens. So as you can see on the screen, these are the characters from the Super Mario series. I have played Mario games all my life, so I know most of these characters very, very well. So this is going to be an interesting list. I do not know how it's going to turn out. Obviously, I know in my head what are some of my favorites, but I'm curious to see how it all shakes out when all the characters are being rated. So I just thought this would be a fun idea. I'm going to start doing these tier list Tuesdays on my channel. So hopefully you guys are excited. So feel free now to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for content like this and more. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. All right, so we have here, if you're not familiar with the tier list system or how tier list videos work, we have 5 categories for this one. So there's S tier, A, B, C, and D. Basically, S means they're the best in quotations, but in this video, just to make this clear right at the get-go, this is 100% subjective. It's all my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. It really doesn't mean anything. Obviously, if some of my favorites are not yours, or vice versa, some of your favorites are not mine, then we can discuss in the comments, but we don't need to get too nasty. All right, so let's start here with Mario. So Mario, of course, he's the mascot of Nintendo, and he's always, his name is in every single game, right? I will say, playing so many games, Mario is just not original. He's very bland. He's always like that, safe character. His stats are usually very even. He doesn't really have... He's not the most interesting or unique in my opinion. I will say though, I really love playing with him when he's like the only option. So I don't know what that says about him. So like in Sunshine and Galaxy or in Super Mario 3 or older games like that, when really there was only one character you could be. So I will give him those kudos for that, for playing him then. But when it comes to multiplayer games, when there's tons of characters to choose from, I never pick Mario. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to place Mario in C tier for me. Yeah, I could have placed him worse because I really don't care for him, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt that he is the franchise mascot. So we're gonna leave him at C. I think it's fair for me. I know most people would put him higher. All right, next is Luigi, and I really like Luigi. Luigi is the better Mario to me. He's just more expressive and fun and silly, and I just think he's adorable. So he's gonna go in A for me. Next we got the Mushroom Kingdom Princess, Princess Peach. Not too many great things to say about her in my opinion. She's always being captured. She really has this vacant expression. She looks like she's had way too much Botox and she cannot move her face. So if that's the reason, I feel sorry for her. But, a lack of personality is going to hinder you in my opinion. So Peach for me is going to join Mario in the C tier. Next we have Yoshi. Yoshi is so lovable. He's adorable, clearly. I know he's so many people's favorites, and I clearly understand why. For some reason, he just isn't my favorite, but I can see the reasons why people like him. He's cute, he's fun, he makes cute noises, and he's just, Mario's best friend, basically. So I think I'm gonna solid B for Yoshi, in my opinion. Next up, we have Wario, and if you didn't know or if you didn't see on my channel art, Wario is one of my favorite characters and my favorite of my top 2 favorite Mario characters. We'll get to the other in a second. So without a doubt, Wario is S tier for me, no questions asked. He is just hilarious, he's fun, he's crazy. I don't know, I just like the silly and crazy characters. I like his color scheme. I remember playing the GameCube games a lot, and like Mario Tennis, for example, where him and Waluigi would get up to crazy antics, and I just thought they were just so mischievous and fun to watch in comparison to their counterparts, Mario and Luigi. So that's why, another reason why I liked Wario. Next up we have Bowser. Bowser, the main antagonist, the villain of the Mario series. Bowser, I guess I've never really thought about him that way. I guess I never really go for like the really big, heavy power characters in most games. So I guess I overlook him in that way. Like I don't play them as much, but I definitely like him as a character. I think he's fun, like he has personality. And after I'm starting to try the bigger characters, let's say in Mario Kart, and I'm starting to like him more as I play him more. So similar to Wario. So I'm gonna put Bowser in a solid B, I think. Same with Yoshi. Next up we have Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is interesting. I feel like, yeah, he's like different series, but also blended into the Mario series as well, especially in the most recent years. He definitely has some great games. I remember DK64, really fun. Tropical Freeze, haven't played yet, but I've heard great things. And I like his aesthetic and themes in a lot of the games. Like I like the DK maps and DK baseball field in baseball. I like the DK soccer field, Kong Coliseum. I just like the jungle theming with him, so that's always fun. Him as a character though, I always kind of find him annoying, especially in Mario Party, so that kind of hinders him a little. But I think I'm gonna stick with a solid low B, because he's got some charisma there. Next up we got Toad, and I think Toad is adorable. He's fun. His voice is just bonkers, so strange. But I love him, and I play him not as much as Wario, but pretty often. He's definitely one of my mains. So Toad is gonna go up in S class, or S tier. Sorry, I'm thinking of Fairy Tail S class. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Princess Daisy. So if you had to choose between Peach and Daisy, there's always one you prefer more. And in my case, I prefer Daisy. I know she's annoying and she's loud and she will tell you, but I like that about her. I like the fun and like the confidence and the sassiness, and she just has more of like charisma in my opinion. Peach is just wet paint, and Daisy is like fun graffiti. So with that being said, Daisy's gonna go and join her boyfriend in A. Fun. Okay, I'm liking how this is turning out so far. Next we got Waluigi. Waluigi is a really great character. I think he's hilarious. He's similar to Wario, and I love that. But he's a little bit more menacing sometimes, or a little bit more dark, like, or a little bit more raunchy. Like if you played Strikers, as the new one came out. But I really always found hilarious his infamous crotch chop. So I think Waluigi is definitely, a fan favorite. But with that being said, in my opinion, I'm gonna have to go with a solid A. Yeah, he's not Wario level for me, but he's definitely up the top. Next up we have Princess Rosalina, and she was debuted in Super Mario Galaxy back in the Wii era. And I remember loving the game, and I really loved it, especially because of her introduction and her story time, the mode, those elements, and it was just so unique, and she's so mysterious. So if this tier list were done years ago, I would have had her so high, but I feel like she's really gotten washed out over the past few years. And maybe it's just because she's just in every single game, and Nintendo just kind of like forces her down our throats, and I kind of got bored or washed or irritated. There's something there that's just bothering me with her. I don't feel like they give her enough of personality. And some games, like where she should have some, like in Striker recently, she still isn't emoting enough, and I just feel like I wish Nintendo would give her some more personality or something more interesting. But I will say, she has an amazing origin story and initial game, and her design itself is great, and it's way different than the other two princesses. So I'm torn between a couple, but I think I'm gonna have to go Daisy in B tier. Sorry, Rosalina in D tier, B tier. And next up we have Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. is fun and lovable. When I think of Bowser Jr., the first memory that comes to my mind is in Super Mario Sunshine when he gets revealed as like the secret Shadow Mario, and I just thought he was just so much interesting like story was coming out from that, and he really like, I don't know, I just really liked his character there and the big reveal and everything. And since then he's been in a couple games, and I feel like the Koopalings kind of take over some of his relevance and importance, so that kind of sucks because I way prefer him over those Koopalings. There's too many and they're all really annoying. But with that said, Bowser Jr. is always fun, and I like his, you know, he's like that like bratty kid. Oh, even though I don't like bratty kids, but he's like the fun one. So we're gonna put him in A. A's good. Next up we have Birdo. So remember when I said I have two favorites and one was coming up? Yeah. So Birdo is that one right there beside Wario. I love Birdo. I will not hide it. Birdo is so underrated. She's so unique. She's fun. She's a badass bee. I will defend her to my grave, and if anybody wants to like fight me with this in the comments, you can go right ahead. I think she's amazing, and she is just the moment. I just love her so much. I can't say enough good things about her. Yeah, just ever since she was released, I just was like, wow, what is this weird dinosaur thing with that mouth? Everything was just so strange, and strange for me is a huge check mark. Love strange, love crazy, weird characters, and Birdo is just fierce and strange and funny, and you tick all the boxes, right? That's why. If you can see a trend in my top tier list, that's the main through point there. All right, so next up we're gonna go to Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong I feel is also underrated. I don't know much about him, to be honest. I know like he's from the Donkey Kong series, and he's not DK's son apparently. I'm not really sure about that stuff, but he's interesting. I think what my main selling point on him is his character in Strikers. I love that in Strikers Charge they gave him that like Indian like voodoo, not voodoo, sorry, like Hindu music with that like very zen, and then he did that. I don't even know what it is, but it was just so interesting, and I just felt like it gave him so much more personality than I've ever seen him. And since then, I kind of like thought about him a couple times, and I definitely think he should be brought back to some games as DLC or such. Strikers, Super Mario Party Superstars. So I'm really hoping that he gets brought back. With that being said, I think I'm gonna put Diddy Kong in B tier. All right, next up we got Toadette. Toadette is cute. She's fun. I like her. I do like her. I do feel like she's a bit too much of a clone of Toad. Yeah, too much. They're too similar, and I feel like they could have made her a little bit more fleshed out as her own character, because I feel like that's what she's supposed to be. She's not just like one of those creatures that, you know, have multiple variations, like, you know, Shy Guy and Koopa. So I really wish they could do that with her, but I feel like, and I really, don't get me started on Mario Party with the recently putting her as like a star destination character. I don't understand what the whole point of it is. It's wasting any, there's no character should be there with the star. The star can move on its own. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, so Toadette not being used to her full potential, but I think she's a good character nonetheless. So I think a solid C for me. Sorry, B. Yeah, low B. Next up we have Pauline. Pauline, if you don't know, she is a very, very old character. Back, the original princess that was, or woman that was captured by Donkey Kong in the original game that Mario was first debuted in, and then since then has finally came back and had a resurgence, I feel. She's the mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey, and I love that they brought her back. They finally decided to, you know, have another female character in Nintendo. You know, this is, you know, insane. They had Rosalina in 2010 and then finally decided, oh, you know, maybe like 10 years later we'll get another woman or so. So I'm glad for that. I think she could be in a couple more games because she's interesting and she's different, and she's not, you know, the Peach clone. She has her own personality. I just hope if they bring her into more games that they really show that for her. So with that, I'll put Pauline at a B, but I'm definitely curious if they give her more game cameos or appearances. I would definitely consider putting her higher. Okay, next we have some of the enemies, classic enemies. So I'll go through these a little quicker. Goomba, he's solid, but I don't have much opinion. He's fun in Mario Party though, in Super Mario Party. No, that Goomba doesn't have arms, right? So how is he doing mini games like driving the tricycle? How is he swinging a baseball bat? I don't understand, but it's funny nonetheless. So I think just a solid C for him. Koopa too. Koopa's fine. He's like that safe, general, like average character. He's cute, but nothing that stands out too much about him. Shy Guy, however, super fun, super interesting. I don't know what is going on, what's behind the mask, Shy Guy. But I definitely like him, so he'll go for B for me. Dry Bones is probably one of my favorite of the classic Mario enemies. I just think he's cool, basically. I like the way he sounds, the way he moves is very like zombie skeletal, and I always thought he was fun, and I like to pick him a lot in different games. Specifically, he's usually on my team in Strikers, baseball, and I do like him and also in Mario Party 7. So we'll put him in A. Next up we have generic Piranha Plant. So Piranha Plant is definitely a classic Mario enemy, and I don't really have much to say, but I think, you know, solid C. I don't think really anybody's gonna be in the D, but actually, now that I say that, I see something that I'll definitely be putting there, but we'll get there. And maybe I've been too nice so far. All right, next up we have Magic Koopa, or Kamek, however you want to call him. I really like these characters, the Magic Koopas. They have a very unique voice if you've played the games with her in. But yeah, I really find them fun. They're like the nerdy Koopas, the nerdy villains. Yeah, and they're pretty broken in baseball, if you ask me. I'll put Magic Koopa in a solid B. Yeah. Next up, we got Hammer Bro. Hammer Bro's fine. There's some different variations. I like Boomerang Bro a little better. But overall, their species, I would say they're in a C. They're not amazing, but they're not bad either. Okay, next up is Lucky 2. I think Lucky 2 is pretty cute. I do like him in Mario Kart 8. But besides that, he really doesn't do much. He's mostly just like the umpire in baseball. He's the he does the flags, or I don't know what you call it in Mario Kart. He does the starting of the race thing. So I think he'll go in this C. All right, next up we have some two big hitters, some big Mario villains, King Boo and Petey Piranha. King Boo is definitely going to go in A for me. I also love regular Boo. I might like regular Boo a little more just because he's a little more classic, and I like the Boos in general. But King Boo is fun. I definitely need to try Luigi's Mansion though. I've yet to really get into that, but I know he's really has a prominent role there. And I like playing him in a lot of sports games and baseball. He's really fun, crazy curve shots. And next we have Petey, and I love Petey. He's so weird and crazy and just like this super strong plant creature that I've loved ever since I played Super Mario Sunshine. So with that being said, Petey is going to S tier. Yes. All right. Okay, now we got some babies to cover. So we don't have all the babies that, you know, there are in Mario Kart. We got Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. I think I'm gonna put them both in C. They're fine. They don't do much for me, but they're also not, like, I don't look at them and be like, ugh, I wish they would never be in any game. Like, I don't get that reaction. As I say that, we have these things, these metal things, which I do not care for. Why are they made? They're just clones of Mario and Peach, and we don't need any of these metal creatures, especially her. She was an abomination and should be burned. Next up, we have these Koopalings. 6. Why do I... 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, there's 7. Okay, I can't count. All right, so the Koopalings... not many great things to say about them. I'm not a fan. I think they're all like forced on us a lot. I do not like that they were all put into Mario Kart. I think there was way too many, especially with the babies and the metal people, and then, you know, there's too many rando characters. We could have had so many better, more interesting of the main Mario cast that was excluded. Birdo, for an example. Yeah, so with that being said, let's see. Larry, D. Is this one Roy or Morton? I don't remember. D. Wendy, terrible. D. Iggy, he scares me. D. This one is the other one, Roy or Morton, I forget. Also D. Lemmy is kind of cute in a way for me, so I'll put him in C. And this one, with the Beethoven hair, or what's his name? Is his name that Beethoven? Mozart? No. Ludwig, that's I knew it was something related to something in that genre. So I think he's definitely the most interesting, but I think he's also gonna go C for me. Just because I really don't play these characters much, and I just look at them as a collective and I sigh. But these two are definitely, would say, are my favorites of the two. Alright guys, so that's it for this video, and looking back now at my tier list, this is how I've placed everything. I'm not mad at how I put things. I mean, I'm not gonna go into super detail and start placing things in order in their specific tier, but definitely from S, it's basically like this. I mean, if I had to, I might put like Dry Bones at the front here. The rest is pretty fair, maybe like King Boo there. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all these, but yeah, so that was fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought this was fun. I really like doing tier lists. I love Mario characters, I love Mario games. So I thought it was an easy one to just get through, and hopefully nobody's too offended. To all of you Metal Mario fans and Koopaling fans, I'm sorry, but not too sorry. All right, so I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.